Hello and welcome to Satisfactory. I'm Heavy and let me give you a quick rundown before I get started with the video. This is my third or fourth time playing Satisfactory with a total of around 1,000 hours. Over those 1,000 hours, I've completed a lot, but I've always had goals. In all of those other playthroughs, the goals were lofty and pretty much unattainable in any sort of timely fashion. The ultimate goal was always to complete all research, get the final space elevator level done, but this time my goals are going to be different. This time my goals are to create the most efficient and aesthetically pleasing factories that I can. I want to do those in my style as well. As you can see in this B-roll, I didn't finish anything. They're all skeletons of the ideas that I had for all my factories, but none of them are finished. The closest I got was my iron factory, and even then, I don't like how it turned out. This time, however, I'm going to make damn sure I finish my factories, and that I do it in a pleasing fashion, that they all look nice. My goal is to set out attainable goals for each video, and show the thought process through occasional production line charts, and obviously just explaining as I go through it. That's enough explanation, and let's get started with it. Alright, here we are at the site of the new factory that I'll be starting. I've chosen this location because of the rich nodes that are here, the pure nodes, and I like the aesthetic of the planes, but I don't really want to deal with all the impure and normal nodes that it has going on. So I will be starting with these iron nodes. I'm pretty sure there's a copper over there somewhere, and another iron over here. I think there's coal back there somewhere, but I've pretty much started in most places, most areas. Just this is the one I haven't started in before. Last time was kind of the northern forest, and that worked really nice. Lots of good things, but ended up not having a great spot to build my factory at in there without either making it super high in the air or compromising on space, and I don't really want to do that this time. I think I'll have plenty of open place to build in the Green Plains. Get started placing my first miners. Place all those. Select our first research. What do they start us with? If you're curious, this area is kind of on the coast, near the Golden Coast, I believe it's called. Alright, what do we want our first? What do they start us out with, rather? Okay, I think the obvious first start is to get some mining done. So all these first things that I build, they're all going to be messy. They're all going to be pretty terrible, but they're all temporary. I will completely erase them later on until we get our roots. They're just going to have to be ugly. It's just how it is. Sure, everybody has to have their super ugly, messy starting base. Let me make some biomass out of these leaves and wood. One of my big goals I always set out for with having, at the very beginning, I always want to rush to get trains or some sort of transportation line so I can start building my world network and get that cooking. Because I like to kind of have refineries scattered along the map and then turn those into more of my processing spots, and then for my big projects I like to combine them in one area. That's kind of my goal this time. Combine them in one central location Maybe have that be the base, maybe not. We will see. Okay, now we need to get smelter laid out. Just really quick and dirty. And some storage is that these will actually, do they give me constructor? I think they give me constructor. Sure, I will be deleting this as soon as possible, which will probably be after I unlock foundations and such. Okay, fuel up the biomass burners and get this cooking. Let's have you doing rods. I don't really care about the efficiency right now either. I don't care if I should be splitting these nodes up or not, because I'm just going to delete these smelters and constructors here real soon. Just want to get the very basics rolling. Alright, now let's take a look at our beginning tiers. So copper wire we need to start, and sandbags, concrete. Worry about those later. So copper wire, cables, and then I want to get lots of concrete production going. Those will be our focuses. As you can see here, to get the starts of my factory, I had to claim the land, and this was the first victim of my exploitation. I'm sure there's going to be plenty more. I do play with the hostile still, or the creature still hostile, so I like there to be a reason to make the weapons. Alright, let's find our first limestone deposit. 160 over there. Let's make an equipment workbench next to the MAM. Get some more miners going. I am playing with Lumen on, as you can tell. The world looks so much better with it. I'm hopefully going to try to design my factories with that in mind, but you know, performance comes first, in my opinion. I've built plenty of worlds where it has gone horribly wrong with FPS. I've had a world where I decorated my whole transportation lines with signs, and it ate up literally 20 gigabytes of VRAM. So I'm gonna hopefully avoid that this time. Although it did look really nice. Some constructors down for our sandbags. For our concrete. Don't know why I keep calling them sandbags. So you need 45 a minute. I got 60. I don't even think I have splitters yet. Nope. We will expand that later on. We're probably getting close to pushing our power limit here. We'll see how soon I need to add more burners. I'm also hoping to get to coal as soon as possible. I really don't like bothering with biomass. Alright, for copper ore now. Oh, don't tell me it's up there. I actually have no way to get up there yet. Okay, no, we're good. We're being attacked. Looks like I'll have to exploit yet another couple of fools. Wasn't close at all. That's not gonna work. Not with the lack of vertical conveyor belts. We definitely will have to do some manual mining here. We'll have our very messy copper production over here. Till we get a splitter, just gonna have to be the one going in. That is producing. Here we go. Already need more burners. Need more wire. Alright, let's put down 2 more burners. Holy. Let's not do that. Need more cables. Do a quick little biomass collection. Alright, power is restored. And while that's going, I will set up some wire production and then get back to collecting more biomass. It just works. Alright, now we have copper wire production, iron rod production, and iron plate production. All of them very quick, very dirty, very temporary. I'm gonna go back to collecting more biomass for all the burners while those build up resources. Yet another victim of exploitation. All in the name of progress. Alright, I finished collecting a whole bunch of biomass, so hopefully this will last the burners quite a long while. See if I can fill up all of them. Yep. And our max capacity is well above our consumption, so I don't think we'll have to worry about it for some time. Looks like I will need to upscale our concrete if possible. And I think that means me doing it by hand. So I was looking around and I thought I remembered that there was a secret node. I couldn't quite remember for sure, but I was right. There was a secret node right here. Little iron one. Get it to snap again. There it is. There. Now logistics level 1 done. Finally got the splitters, can expand the little bit of automation that we have now. Looks like getting some screws going will be very beneficial here. So what I'll do is I'll use our freshly unlocked splitters. Oh, need reinforced plates. Gonna have to manually make a whole bunch of them. And with these screws, field research is complete. Now the MAM can be placed once I get reinforced plates. Okay, with the MAM we can start research and get biomass from the people, the aliens I've been exploiting. Let's go with obstacle clearing. Get rid of some of those trees. Alright, I've gotten far enough in the research tree now to unlock the chainsaw. I will build the chainsaw. There we go. Need to make some biomass for it. Okay, I have a small bit of biomass now. Two of it, and I think it's time we cleaned up around here. Did something about all of these trees that are just randomly in the way. Alright, and just like that, magically all the trees are gone. But there's still a bit of a problem. There's all this spaghetti laying around. Not really using the space well, so I think it's time that changed. And just like that, it's gotten a makeover. So, what I've done, essentially, is taken everything that we already had being produced, all the basic stuff, and I efficiently distributed the total output that we have. So, 120. So it's all distributed to all of these smelters. Over here we have that being turned into plates. Then we have some being turned into rods. Then rods into screws, and all of them being distributed down into all of these storage bins. It's not a lot being produced, but it is all being put into storage and is stacking up. On the other side, we got our copper products. We have half of it being turned into wire, half of it being turned into cable, and all of it once again going into storage. And then I took the limestone node down here, which is pure, producing 120, over into being produced into concrete. Now, I'm sure you noticed one glaring issue. All of the lights are yellow. Not all of them, but they're constantly flickering between on and off. And that's because I haven't unlocked logistics level 2. So until I do that, it will only be running at half capacity, essentially, because I have all this set up to be able to produce all the products out of 120 raw per minute. So really, it's at half capacity, but we'll solve that with our next milestone. But for that, we need 50 reinforced, and for reinforced, we're going to need to get part assembly. So naturally, part assembly's next, and I'll gather up everything we need for that. Alright, so I have everything for part assembly. We got the assembler. And then I'll want to go straight into making those plates to make our, so we can make our tier 2 conveyor belts. So we can actually get all this into full production. And in order to make those reinforced plates, obviously we're going to need screws, we're going to need plates. So I'm thinking, instead of disrupting all this, which we have it go into storage, and I'm sure to need these for upgrades and whatnot. So I'm thinking, rather than biting into any of this, just leave it go, keep it stacking up. I might just turn to get this guy, start producing more, and make this node solely for our advanced plates, which we also need rotors for. Alright, we have all the pieces to put together an assembler. So we can see I'll definitely want more than one. So I'll break it down and we'll see how many assemblers we can get going off of this one resource node. Alright, so after just a quick look around, it's clearly intended this is how you're supposed to do. But I can get two sets of assemblers working at the same time, and then I'll get 10 iron plates a minute. I will just use this node strictly for that at the moment, and we'll get working on that. Alright, so some time has passed, and we now have our production underway. As you can see here, our first plates are coming in to start producing reinforced iron plates. I basically just mirrored what I did over there, but obviously feeding into each other. Got that singular node feeding everything it needs to make 10 reinforced plates a minute. Right now, since we don't have any, we don't have logistics level 2, we can only actually make 5 a minute technically, because we're bottlenecked. But soon, with these reinforced plates, which are being fed into this storage container, we'll be able to get logistics mark 2, and then I'll be able to upgrade all the lines that need it, and we will be full production on everything. Then move on to other problems, which power has started to creep up as a problem. I have all these generators going, but our production here and our capacity, our consumption is pretty much half of what it should be. So we are probably going to pop the breaker once everything comes online permanently and we don't have any standby going on. So I will have to get a couple more biomass generators, but I really want to get coal as fast as possible. I'm hoping to do that ASAP and make that big project that I'm going to work on as soon as possible. So yeah, until get that unlocked, and I'm just going to let these plates keep feeding in until I get the 50 I need. Once I do that, I will continue on. So as I'm sitting here waiting for my plates to build up, I've already collected them. I got 18 now. I remembered that I don't actually need to do research in order to get my space elevator. I completely forgot that I could just place that whenever I want and start working on those trees. So I think I'm going to place that first, and I think I know the perfect spot for that. Right up there. Would you look at that? A nice place, a nice launch pad for my space elevator. All I had to do is shave the mountain and put a nice little platform up there. Doesn't it look great? No, it doesn't look great. But it's out of the way. It'll be a good spot to put it temporarily. Gathered all the items I need for it, and we're going to plop it down. Never gets old watching that animation. Just need to get 50 smart plates now. I've still yet to complete logistics, so that comes first. But then we'll start working on our smart plates after I've upgraded the whole factory to full production, and then we'll get rocking on that. Okay, here we are. I got Logistics Mark II primed and ready to go. Launch that. Now I can finally make use of my plates. What to improve first? I think making more plates is what comes first here. Logistics. I only got 23, so let's see how far that gets me. Okay, that'll do a lot for me there. I don't think I need to bother with those back ones. So now that we have all of this going, once I get all the plates in the places that I need them, it seems like an obvious course of action is to get phase 1 of the space elevator. And for that, we will need... Let me go get all the pieces to assembler quick. Alright, so if we look at the recipe for smart plating, we need 2 rotors a minute and 2 iron plates a minute. We already got the plates going, rotors, Those will be simple enough. Iron rods, screws, same things that we've been making. And I don't know exactly which phase coal power is. I don't remember. I'm thinking it might be... it's definitely one of these two, obviously. I'm not sure which one, though. It's in one of those two tiers. As soon as possible, though, I will get those smart plates being crafted. Alright, so we have our first smelter fully filled with iron ore. Now the rest of them are just going to slowly keep sucking up iron as they go down the line. Eventually until they're all completely full and running 24/7. I don't usually bother with load balancers. They just take up a whole lot of area, a whole lot of land. Not really wanting to do that. I'd rather have them not be productive for a while and then finally get productive. So, to me, I don't see it as an issue. I used to do it. I no longer do just because it's a pain. You can just skip it. Oh, that's not a good sign. So it looks like the problem was not a lack of fuel. We just need more burners. Let's add 2 more. There we go, power's back online. But I have hardly installed any Mark II conveyors, so we're gonna need to add more burners. I don't really want to use burners, so I'm going to rush to coal as fast as I can. Hopefully that'll be soon. So as I was planning out how I'm going to get the rotors assembled, where I'm going to pull the resources from, I decided, hey, you know, we already got it being produced over here. They're just being shoveled into these bins. And we're making 30 a minute of the iron rods. We only need 20. And of the screws that we're going to need, we got 3 of them going. So we got 120 going. As you can see, we only need 100 a minute. So I'm just going to steal from these lines, get assemblers going now, rather than setting up a whole nother thing. I'm just going to do that now. Alright, quick and dirty, I now have rotors being made. I'm going to probably use all the plates that I'm making, these advanced plates, reinforced plates I should say, and then I'm going to upgrade all the conveyor belts that are making the plates and the screws for the rotors before I actually start combining them and start making the smart plating. That way it just doesn't take as long and get moving quicker. Get to that coal. Alright, so some time has passed and I now have the plates set up, the smart plates. So I started by kind of rerouting some of this stuff. Rerouted, I believe, I rerouted all of my iron pipes. Got those rolled in here. Rerouted majority of the screws I've been making. All going into rotors, and then those rotors splitting into 2 different assemblers doing smart plates. I essentially did the same thing, but with my reinforced plate setup. So I got half of them going into storage to use for conveyors, and then the other half going into smart plates. I let them build up a little bit, so I already got the 50 that we need. Then I'm going to put these in the space elevator. Alright, here we go. That is phase 1 done. Now we have something to work towards. First project I want to work on, absolutely need coal power. That is going to be my #1. Next project, that's what I want to get going as soon as possible. That way I can stop using biomass. I've already had to add a couple more burners and just a whole bunch of annoying things. And then blueprints. I need these ASAP. It's gonna take me a while to get those set up. I'll probably handcraft the stuff I need to do it, if I feel like I need to do that. And then I'm also going to get a resource sink. Might as well do this now. I'm just gonna keep the smart plates going and just divert them into the sink for now. Build up some points, get some more building blocks. What do I want to get first? I probably right here. I definitely want to get concrete ASAP. So I need to build an awesome sink. Awesome sink is running. Getting my first coupons. How many we got in here? So let's throw this random junk in there. Alright, 6 coupons. Purchase our first upgrades from the shop. There's a lot of stuff that I'm gonna need to get for when I go to build my coal power plant, which I plan on doing that in the next episode. That'll be my main goal and the main focus of the next time. Thinking floor hole. Probably want to do an infrastructure floor 4. I got 2 more currently. I'll just get that for now. So I think that's going to be all for now. I'm going to plan how I'm going to build my coal power plant, and then that'll be the focus of next time. Hey, before I close this out, I'd just like to say that if there's any feedback or criticism that you might have for me, it is greatly appreciated. This is my first time making a video of this style, so pretty much any feedback is a big help. I'd like to continue making Satisfactory content, so if you're here for it, I'll continue making them. I work a full-time job in addition to this, so I won't be able to make videos very quickly. But if there are people that enjoy the videos, I will continue. Anyway, see you next time.